Okay, so this is, I'm gonna be reviewing everything that happened with the Superior static fire. When we do static fires, they are mainly to test the structure, of the bottom, which, with it being a static fire, it's actually causing more pressure, mainly because it's not getting off the ground and doesn't have that momentum to kind of keep going. So it's just like trying to push against the wall. But when you have a door, you can just push it right open. See where I'm going and whatnot. So Superior F, so I'm looking at the video right now. I had this one guy, he asked a few questions. I promise you I'll get to everything that happened. So, oh my gosh. You can see that's the static fire. Trust me, I did wish that I would have gotten a farther back angle, because just the way it all looks. And that is the smoke delay with the engine I have. There's a delay charge. And with this one, I believe it was 4. And right there you can see a little bit of fire. You can see some stuff flying. So, there was, a huge hole that was, struck, into the, or that was practically dug, into the, deluge plate, well, not the deluge plate, the flare deflector. The engine did decide to discharge itself, meaning it popped itself right out of the booster. Not only that, but it's the full stack Superior, meaning it has literally everything it needs for flight, except for the flight. Excuse me, except for the flight motor. It uses a static fire motor. Now, the fairing did end up flying off. It did fly off behind the rocket, so for what you can see in here, but I'm using a camera that's like facing the, like if you're on your screen, the camera's face, so it's kind of confusing for me. But right here's the rocket, extends way up to like here. The fairing part up here, or the fairing, decided to go right behind. You can see right there's the motor, and right there is the aft plate. Right about in that area, on this deflector plate, it dug a hole about 1 inch deep. So yeah, so he did ask a few questions. This is Tyler Walker. The first one question he asked, that's actually not a question, he was just commenting. Hope in the forthcoming video you explain what we just witnessed in these last 2 videos, because I did post 2 videos. You were, you were witnessing the static fire, like I said, of Superior, and as I said earlier on, it's designed to test the aft section, basically to its limits. So yeah, as you can see, I am not in my facility, mainly because, I'm kind of having facility issues, so we kind of moved back to the OG facility, aka my bedroom. It's embarrassing. Then, so yeah, then when you saw that discharge, it was actually the ejection charge that would deploy parachutes. I don't fly parachutes on my rockets. Now, there are some like Go Getter that I am currently working on. It's a all black rocket with a carbon fiber tube, black grid fins, that are Actually, I'll go show you. Okay, so I got the box. This is Go-Getter hardware. You're all shaking up in there. No, don't do that. So a big shout out to a friend of mine. He helped design the nose cone. So Go-Getter. So I will do a comparison. It's also 7:05 in the morning, so fun. So this is the grid fin it's gonna be running on. You can see it compared to my hand. More instance, it compared to a soda can, pretty big. It is 10% larger than the Superior grid fins, because the real thing is huge. I tried to find it, but I can't. So it's basically because Go-Getter's gonna run it's gonna use 4 grid fins. Grid fin's about that big. This thing was freaking huge and expensive to make. I prefer not to talk about that. So yeah, it runs on 4 grid fins. And this is the nose cone my friend helped me design. Go-Getter is currently in what was the main facility. Yeah, and then here are the 2 bundled up 15-inch parachutes. So, to answer your other question, Tyler, to those of us who are clueless about a lot of this, it might help to include some information about what it is you are showing or talking about. Even the news doesn't say rocket launch canceled. Well, Tyler, I don't just say rocket launch canceled. If I'm gonna say something canceled or whatnot, I would put what rocket and like with Superior S is supposed to fly today. It is currently January 11th, 2026. Supposed to fly today doesn't mean it will. Only because we have snow right now, and I did make a post. I made a post saying Superior S launch waiting for final go. Launch may be delayed due to weather, and then in parentheses I put snow. Crew is currently standing by for a launch window. Now we can launch today, it's just the whole weather with snow and etc. And then one thing I did also post, I did see this, in the last 28 days, my channel has gained 11 subscribers. Now, I'm not big about the subscribers. It's nice to have you guys subscribe and whatnot. But it would also be nice, or I post my videos so you guys get to see what I'm doing and how it's all going. Because last year we had a 38.46% success rate. So, and then like on here I put Centaur V1A rocket launch delayed due to weather. Attempt 2 will take place on Monday because Superior will be flying in the S configuration on Sunday for the Harmony Rose mission. The rocket will not be carrying any payload because this is a demo mission to prove that the rocket can fly. And I've already got 1 like on that, so that, oh, and someone commented. I wonder if that was Tyler. Yep. To those of us who are clueless about a lot of this, it might help to include some info about what you are showing or talking about. Well, Tyler, Centaur V1A is the 3rd generation of Centaur rockets there were 5 generations being built. Centaur V3 was canceled because it took on the same build process of Spaceship. For those who don't know, Spaceship, out of 7 flights, had a 100% fail rate. Very expensive program. Anyways, but it went to Centaur V1. It was the rocket that started the whole deal. Had a successful mission, 100%, but the rocket, we did have to retire the Centaur V1 family, because it was very hard to get a hold of the stuff that we used, that we used to make the Centaur V1. So then we moved on to Centaur V2, supposed to had 3 launches planned, 2 were completed. One of those actually got off the ground and didn't become a very expensive static fire. Its first flight flew on 4 freaking E-motors. 4. Do I need to say it again? I don't know. 4. Go-Getter is going to be running on 4 E-motors. To a hope height of over 2 miles. But Centaur V2's first flight was a success, all but the fact it tried to murder my aunt. My aunt was just watching. Next thing you know, this rocket's belly flopping towards her. She ran out of the way. No one was injured except for the ground and the rocket. No one recorded the launch, sadly, mainly because my uncle decided to take it into his own hands, and decided just to launch the rocket. We're trying to figure out how to ignite these freaking motors. And I got my grandma way off from the distance. Sorry, I have a bad vlog today. And I would let her know, hey, we're about to launch, so can you start recording and whatnot. At one point, we believe we got all hooked up because we used a 20-volt DeWalt battery, and some computer wires. And to be exact, these computer wires, to literally be exact, we use these exact ones, and then they still have the igniters that ignited the 4 motors. So, yeah, Centaur V2 on its second flight, which was supposed to fly for Transporter 2. I'd like to not talk about that. You can view my channel. It definitely did not get off the ground. It just yeah. Anyways, yeah, Centaur is prepared. It is currently on its stand in all of its glory. Looking very beautiful. We'll show you the motor. This is the motor. Now, there are 5 configurations. You have the Superior S configuration, which just has one F15 4 motor. You have the Superior 2A, which runs on 2 E motors. Now, Superior 3A, which runs on 3 E motors. Then you have Superior 3B, which runs on 3 C motors. It's obviously not going to be as powerful, but it does provide a way more difficult launch. And it's also a little bit cheaper. A few dollars cheaper. And then you have Superior Heavy, which is, which is planned to make a debut flight. Never saying it will, but it's planned to make a debuted flight in 2027. Why far out? Mainly because we need to construct a way larger pad to suit such a heavy lift rocket. Now, we can make a pad that is capable of housing the Superior plain Superior configurations and the Superior heavy configurations. It's gonna take a lot more designing, but we are still currently working into that. So I'm gonna go so I'm gonna so can hear the buzzer going off. So it ignited a little late. One lasted about, I think it was about a 4 or 5 second burn. And then we had a 4 or 6 second delay charge. Which did cause a pretty interesting like smoke effect to come out. And then, give it a second. Bam! The engine actually explodes. There were some pieces flying off. We haven't been able to identify yet what that was. We are positive it wasn't part of the rocket. Because everything was intact. The rocket wasn't damaged except for the aft section came out, and the fairing and top section came off. 2 grid fins popped right off, and 1 grid fin decided to later fall off a little bit later. One grid fin did survive though. Now, I'm trying not to turn this into an hour-long video like I'm always doing, because no one likes that, but we will be having multiple cameras set up on the launch of Superior, only because we're trying to get better views and different angles and see if we can like kind of spice things up and make a good video, because I suck when it comes to freaking editing. I don't even know how to add another video on top of another video. That's something I'm gonna have to watch a video about how to do. But yeah, and then only about a minute or 2 later, do I turn off the deluge. You can see there, this right here is the engine. That white stuff right there is a wrap that's supposed to make the system tighter. You can see the whole engine cap, and you can see a few different places, and like right there, you can just see like right there in the black, where it actually, the aft section actually caught fire. Now, also during that static fire, there was another flare spotted that did occur further down. We haven't been able to identify what that was either, but what we are thinking, it's a 3D print I made. The engine ignited, and after the delay charge went off, there was part of, propellant that shot out and kind of burnt later out. Like I said, we have not been able to identify any of this. So we are working on whatnot. We're going to be eventually adding a better deluge system